What's up, guys? Welcome back to Grapevine Gaming. Today we're going to be doing just 7 tips and tricks that I've learned over the course of playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you're new to the channel, might as well hit that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy. Might as well hit that bell icon too so you don't miss out on content like this. Let's get into it. Okay, first thing I'd like to start with is fences in between trees. I don't know if you guys have seen anything like this. I don't know if anybody else has done this. I don't mean to rip off of anybody, but I came up with this idea a little while ago when I'd go in between the trees and I couldn't find where the fruit was, and I'd sit there for not a long amount of time, but enough to make it worth noting to put some fences in between the trees. When you shake the tree, obviously the fruit has nowhere to go, so it goes off to the side. It's a little tip. I love how much easier it's made this entire game, as small of a thing as that is. But if you're farming fruit often as you can, it's kind of a pain in the butt when you can't see where it is, which kind of leads into tip number 2. Okay, for tip number 2, this is for items that drop behind things when you can't see them and it's a pain in the butt and you're just tapping, hoping that you can just find it and get it. Well, you can look by just looking in your inventory. You can see everything that's behind the trees. I don't know if you guys have this problem at all. I've had it quite a few times. It's kind of why I did the first thing, putting fences in between trees and stuff like that. That makes it a little easier. If you felt like it, I guess you could do that with every tree, but that seems like a total waste of time. But if you're struggling, and if you want to see like if there's a dig hole behind a house, same thing works there. It's come in handy for me. I haven't used it that much, but the times that I have used it, it has worked. So if it even helps one person, it was worth it. And going into tip number 3. Okay, for tip number 3, now this isn't something that I've ever had an issue with or ever had a problem with, but it's just something to think about if you ever do need it and you don't really know what to do about it. So there's multiple solutions to this. So you can, if you're behind here and you want to see what's back there, for instance, say this was a little bit more in town where stuff can actually grow. I don't think anything can grow on this little shelf here as long as it's all the way in the back. I haven't seen anything grow back here, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you have this a little closer in town and you want to see back there, you have a few options. So you can either go into your inventory like I showed you every single time, but that's going to be a pain in the butt. So you can, if you unlock this already, then you have the key to see behind stuff and know where things are. So as long as you have a tool out that's like involving terraforming in any way. So if I put this away and I take out, say, my fishing rod and I go back here, it's not going to work. So I'd have to take out anything to do with terraforming, but it'll automatically make this view no matter what, wherever you are. So that makes it nice and easy for you. Not that I don't think I've ever really used this. I wish I could get this camera angle 24/7. I love being able to terraform in this angle. It makes it so much easier if I could do that all the time, even if it was just in terraforming. Though it would help in a lot of other cases as well. But anyway, that's it for this tip. Let's go into tip number 4. Tip number 4. So we're talking about if there's any kind of dig holes you don't want in certain locations. So obviously up here it's not ideal. I hate having these spawn up here. It makes it a pain in the butt. Alright, so now that I have freaking seeds, I can actually show you what I was talking about. So obviously I don't want these to spawn up here anymore. I'm pretty over it. So best solution, this is something that I've done in multiple areas except for this one because I wanted to keep it for an example, is just plant some sunflowers, or seeds, my bad. And then you're set. You're happy. You don't have to worry about freaking fossils spawning over here ever again. Makes life a little easier, so you're not searching forever. Because I've wandered my island many times and then been like, wow, what the heck? I've only gotten like 2 fossils. There's no way that there's only 2. Well, that would be correct, because there's multiple. There's probably, I think 5 spawn a day. Don't quote me on that one, but it seems like, from my experience, that's how many spawn a day. And if you're not getting 5 a day, then there's probably one somewhere that you don't want it to be. So this is something to look out for, definitely. Anyway, on to tip number 5. So tip number 5 is getting hybrid flowers. I definitely recommend looking into it. I know some people think it's really complicated, but it's not. It's pretty easy. It's the easiest thing this game has to offer. It's easier than catching freaking fish, if you ask me. You just water it, and then the next day, poof, you have some hybrid flowers. So obviously there's a certain pattern, and the only reason there's this pattern, it's not for any technical, crazy mumbo-jumbo. It's solely so there's a space for flowers to spawn. So obviously you want some flowers to spawn. They can only spawn in the immediate proximity of it. I believe they might be able to spawn one out from it, but nonetheless, this is the high rate of spawn for them. So the only reason that you want hybrid flowers, in my opinion, specifically roses, is so you can get golden roses, because those are worth 1,000 every time you pluck them, which is easy money. But the real reason why I want or am recommending hybrid flowers is for peacock butterflies. They're worth 2,500 a piece, and they spawn outrageously fast. So they're all over the place. I usually fill my inventory with them and wait for Flick to come so I can sell them to Flick, because Flick usually gives you, like, I want to say 100, I think it was 200,000 for a full inventory of these for him. I don't know. I know he sells them for 3,750 is how much he buys them for, so that adds up very quickly. I think it's honestly one of the most lucrative things in this game, besides turnips, which is another tip that I want to give. Well, it's not really a tip, more than it is just a recommendation to kind of riff off of what we're talking about here. I definitely recommend getting into turnips. If your turnips are selling for, or if Daisy May comes on Sunday and she's selling turnips for 92 to, I'd even say 107, 110 even, definitely stock up on it. It should cost around 400 to 450,000 bells to fill your inventory. And then from there you can go on to the turnip exchange, which is online, and you can find somebody. Obviously, if you're not looking to cheat or do anything crazy, you gotta watch it. If there's somebody with turnips that are selling for 2,000 bells a piece, then obviously something's messed up there, because I'm pretty sure the natural highest you can get is 800, which I still haven't seen naturally. But I have seen 600-700. So if you see someone on the turnip exchange selling for 600 to 700, definitely hit that up. You're talking 3 million bells if you fill your inventory. So it's definitely something to look into. That's an easy way to get some massive bells. Another way for money is, of course, the trees. This is a pretty obvious one. They're worth 250 a piece to sell a foreign fruit. So this is something pretty huge if you're starting out for the first time and you don't, like, you're just looking to make a little bit of bells. I mean, when your weeds are a form of getting money, this is a huge way to get more money in that way. This isn't the way to millions by any means. I'd say turnips are the way to millions, and probably, no, not probably, definitely the main source of income for me. I just try to do it every week and get a couple million bells every single week. That's insane amount of bells, to the point where it makes bells almost obsolete, which is, I wouldn't say it ruins the game, but if you're not looking for that, then I wouldn't recommend it. I definitely recommend planting money trees or anything like that. The peacock butterfly one is huge. That's a lot of money, whether you sell it to Flick or not. If you don't sell it to Flick, they're worth 2,500 a piece, and I fill my inventory each day with how many peacock butterflies I get. Granted, I play forever. Put too many hours in this game. but nonetheless. All right, let's move on to tip number 6. Tip number 6, you've probably already seen something about, or you've heard of it, seen videos, whatever, one way or the other, maybe you even came up with it yourself, is simply, I'd say, dig holes to make a spot to where you can hit rocks consecutively and get the maximum amount out of them. I put items in most cases to do that, because with holes you have to dig them every day, which isn't like the worst thing. It's not the end of the world by any means, but I try to corner rocks in any situation. Like here you can corner it. I mean, I'm losing one with this lantern, but still I'm cornered and I can't move, which is nice. And last but not least, I want to talk about tip number 7. So tip number 7 is simply how to get 5 stars, because I know y'all are wondering that and you've seen videos about it. Well, let me show you. You gotta put a lot of work in to get 5 stars. So build little scenarios, kind of come up with ideas. You can even look up, there's plenty of stuff on Reddit, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, where you can find ideas to riff off of and even copy if you wanted to, just to get to 5 stars. I did this little beach area, did a bunch of different little scenarios and all sorts of stuff. I mean, I did a cooking area. I did this little coffee thing here, this little cafe, outside cafe thing. This is huge. It doesn't seem like much, but it adds so much to your star rating, and so fast too. I recommend putting flowers anywhere and everywhere. I haven't met this villager yet. He's so fancy. He was playing piano. I love him. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, 5 stars. That's it. Just put stuff everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Doesn't matter if it's matching, doesn't matter if it looks good or not. I tried to build fences. She kept telling me to build fences, so I put fences everywhere. Anyway, I want to do a little bonus sort of thing for this. So obviously LaBelle's here today. If you don't have the Able Sisters, obviously you can't get LaBelle to come here. LaBelle only comes if you have the Able Sisters shop on your island. Yeah, she doesn't come before that or anything like that. I don't know if she has specific days. I haven't noticed or been playing long enough to be able to calculate anything like that, but when she shows up, she always asks you to come up with like an outfit or something based on a certain theme. For me, my house is way in the back corner. Let me show you my map. So my house is so far away from where I'm at. So every time she does it, she's like, you'll get this outfit, and then you gotta run all the way back there. So I decided to put a safe in town here so I can change in the safe. You could do anything you want. You could do a locker, you could do anything, but I just didn't want a safe sitting out in the open where everybody can see it. So what I did was I put the safe behind this tree. So at any point in time when I see LaBelle and she tells me to get changed, I could just head back here and change quick, right in town. And I could do this in multiple areas, but I just have one here for now. I'll probably do more, but that's a nice little hidden thing. I mean, you can kind of see it from here, but odds are you're not looking to try and see what's behind that tree. So it's kind of a nice little out-of-the-way thing that you can change anywhere. I mean, you could put it wherever you want. You can even put it next to the Able Sisters or whatever, since there's no legitimate way to change inside of there besides buying clothes. I could even put one right here, but obviously we'll block the path. Stuff like that. It's just something, just a little tip. Just, that's what I do. It makes it a little easier so I don't have to run so far back home. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and comment if you did. If you have any ideas for other tips or tricks or anything like that, or if you're enjoying this, let me know. I have lots of tips and other tricks and stuff like that, so I can make multiple of these videos if it actually was helpful. Definitely hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you can get notified when I release videos like this, so you guys stay up to date on different tips and tricks and stuff like that. I want to try and get in the habit of news and stuff like that. We'll see if that works out or not, but I'll be doing a full tour of my 5-star island shortly. It should be by the end of this week, maybe. I'm not going to make any promises, so don't quote me on that one, but I would like to get it out soon. If you guys are interested and definitely want to see it, show some support. Leave a comment saying that we want to see it. See you in the next one, guys. Bye!